China's rise is one of the most consequential geopolitical shifts of the 21st century. Western media often frames China as the next superpower, but is it? Let's break down the facts. We'll explore economic, military, technological, diplomatic, cultural, and structural factors to decide whether China already is a superpower and why it's not silent. Before debating China's status, we need a working definition of what a superpower is. Let's discuss core dimensions historically associated with superpowers. 1. Economic dominance. 2. Military global reach. 3. Technological and industrial capacity. 4. Diplomatic influence and/or alliances. 5. Cultural influence of the power. 6. Global network of bases and/or security reach. The U.S. has historically exemplified all these dimensions. China excels in some but lags in others. Now, let's talk about China's economic power. 1. Economic size and growth. China is one of the world's largest economies and has been the engine of global growth for decades. Its GDP by purchasing power parity has surpassed that of the U.S., reflecting massive output potential. 2. Trade and global integration. China is the world's leading trading nation and integral to global supply chains, from rare earths to solar panels. Its Belt and Road Initiative connects over 140 countries and nearly 75% of the global population. 3. Industrial and technological investment. China dominates manufacturing, 55 to 80% of global solar panels, a majority of wind turbines, and key battery markets. Rapid R&D growth in AI, telecommunications, semiconductors, and clean tech. Economic verdict: China is already a global economic superpower. Its industrial footprint and trade influence are unquestionable. Now, let's look at its military capabilities. 1. Naval power. China now operates the largest navy in the world by hull count and is expanding its aircraft carrier fleet with modern capabilities. 2. Nuclear and strategic forces. China possesses a growing nuclear arsenal and delivery systems, land, sea, air, though its global projection capability still trails the U.S. significantly. 3. Force projection. China's military is technologically advancing, but most analysts argue it remains regional in projection rather than truly global. Military verdict: still not fully global. China's military is the second most powerful, especially regionally, but lacks the global bases and reach the U.S. maintains. Now, let's examine its diplomacy and global influence. 1. Belt and Road and partnerships. BRI strengthens China's diplomatic ties across continents. 2. Global self-engagement. China appeals to many developing countries via infrastructure deals and non-intervention policies. 3. Limited alliances. China's network of formal alliances is far smaller than the U.S. NATO model. Diplomacy verdict: China is influential, but its influence often depends on economic ties rather than deep strategic alliances. Now, how about soft power and culture? 1. Media and culture. Chinese media and entertainment have global reach, but are not dominant like Hollywood or U.S. media. 2. Language and ideas. Mandarin is widely taught, but English remains the global lingua franca, a core cultural power tool. Soft power verdict: growing, but still limited compared to Western cultural influence. Now, let's look at China's structural and internal constraint. 1. Demographics. Aging population and labor force concerns pose the future growth challenges. 2. Political model. Centralized state control helps mobilize a fast growth but can inhibit innovation and adaptability. 3. Regional versus global power. Many scholars argue that China is a great power, but not fully a global superpower yet. Constraints verdict: China faces significant internal and structural limits that differentiate its power model from traditional global superpowers. Is China already a superpower? Economically, yes. Militarily, not fully global yet. Diplomatically, high influence, limited alliance depth. Soft power, growing but not dominant. China is a major global power, arguably a superpower in economic terms, but not yet a comprehensive global superpower on all classical measures. Well, why it's not silent? Because China's rise is very loud, thanks to its global infrastructure footprint, BRI, naval expansion and technological leadership, diplomatic initiatives across Africa, Asia, and Latin America. This is not silent influence. It's active, strategic, and increasingly contested on the world stage.